Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant and welcome back for more of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. In the last episode, we set Din's Pearl and Nehru's Pearl in their proper places on their respective Triangle Isles. And in this episode, we will place the third and final Farore's Pearl into its statue on Eastern Triangle Isle. And something, certain cutscene I've been waiting for the entire time. Wandering Traveler for 60. Yeah, we've seen this before. Those green eyes, man. Look at those. So cool and green and gluey. You placed Farore's Pearl in the ancient statue's hands, and there are no more pearls left to place. I can't wait to see what magical, super awesome cutscene follows. My controller is rumbling really, really hard. Oh no, it's glowing! Run away like it's going to explode! What? Usually when stuff glows like that in a video game and your controller starts rumbling violently, that means something exploded, but I think we're safe here. Oh no, I was wrong! And look at the pretty statue of Farore, the god of courage. Fires off a beam to Nehru's statue, goddess of wisdom, who fires a blue beam of light all the way to Din's statue, goddess of power. They meet, forming a giant triangle over the Great Sea, just like in Tetra's picture. And in the middle of it spawns what I believe is the greatest cutscene in this entire game. A jaw-dropping one at that if you have never played this game before. Goodness gracious. A tower from the bottom of the ocean rises up in the middle of the Great Sea, and Link takes it right to the face. Now that's what I call meeting your challenges head on. Way to go, Link! Although it looks like it hurt a bit. So just like before, Coral comes to our side to rescue us. And just as he said, the test for our courage has been made apparent to us after placing all three pearls. This tower, which the pearls of the gods have caused to appear, is a place that the gods of the ancient world prepared so that they might test the courage of men. Only one who is able to overcome the trials here that await there will be acknowledged by the gods to be a true hero. Only then will that hero be permitted to wield the power to destroy the great evil. UniGiant, that which you must obtain now lies before you. You must believe in your own courage, which has led you to triumph over the many hardships you have faced, and you must triumph once again. You must rise above the trial of the gods. Indeed, this tower was built to test if somebody had the courage, the sheer willpower, the strength of legend to take on the evil Ganondorf. This tower is a test to prove whether or not we are a true hero. And I really want to know if anyone else has ever tried to get into this tower before Link has, or if this was strictly made for his own personal use. Anyway, we get to control Coral in here, which is kind of a nice touch. You don't get to use the boat anywhere outside of the Great Sea, except in this dungeon, which is kind of cool, I guess. Although it does have its disadvantages in that he is really slow-moving. But a common theme in the first floor of this tower is the ocean, which rises and falls every so often. And we have these electric shoes, which are just like the blue shoes, except they have a different yellow color. And I prefer not to deal with them if I don't have to. Now, I think this is the wall we want to blow up, because inside one of these, oh, I blew up the box. It doesn't look like we're going to need it, though. The only thing inside this room, and I'm not going to blow up all of the other holes in the wall, is the dungeon map. If you want to, you can blow up all of the other ones. I don't think there's anything of importance in them. No, I mean, I have 99 bombs. I could waste them all. There's one over there, one over there. You can check on the map. There's a room over there to our left that we can open up as well that I'm not going to bother with. And all those electric shoes. You know what, it may not hurt to have my boomerang equipped, because we will have to deal with them at some point, just not the ones in this room. I'd like to know if Link was the only one to ever enter this tower, or if other people had attempted these trials and failed. Because if you think about it, if this tower was sitting at the... Screw it, I'm getting out here, see if I can make this swim. But if this tower has been at the bottom of the ocean all this time, and it only rose out of the sea for us, then you have... And assuming that I'm actually courageful enough to get through this dungeon, we would be the first and the only people to ever attempt this trial. Which is a little... I don't know what to think about that. I feel kind of special that this dungeon came all the way out here just for me. I mean, Dragon Roost Cavern, that was where all of the Rito tribe, you know, they had to climb through there to get their wings, so it wasn't special for us to go through there. Everybody else had. It's just that there were some strange monsters in our way. And the Forbidden Woods, sure, they're forbidden, but they had to be forbidden for a reason. Somebody must have known they existed. And of course, there are going to be dungeons after this where, well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's just say that people were there originally. So I think this is the one and only place in the game that only Link gets to see and no one else, which is pretty nifty, I think. And I can't think of any other area in this game that would be completely closed off from everyone else except Link. Pretty neat. So if you didn't get the gist of what we were doing here, basically there are a bunch of different puzzle trials that the gods have created for us. What I like most about the Tower of the Gods is that it isn't centered around beating enemies and such, just about figuring out puzzles. And it really makes you feel like the gods came up with these puzzle trials for you to figure out. Although, if it is a test of courage, it should be more about fighting bosses, right? Fighting different enemies, taking on certain physical challenges, not puzzles, but... You know, that's what I like about this dungeon, is that you really get the sense while you're in here that something greater than yourself is watching you take on these challenges, waiting for you to succeed, watching anxiously to see if you're capable. Okay, enough about that. The idea here is we want to get 3 of those statue dudes. The big, like, plus sign base statues. Oh, right. R button is not to pick up, you idiot. Bunch of these drop on statues, drop on buttons and things. Push boxes, rising and falling water. Let's see if I can get that before the water comes up. Yeah, that should be fine. This puzzle is especially unforgiving. What you have to do is take one of these lit sticks across all of those boxes and light those 2 torches on the other side. Maybe I should push that box a little bit further because I don't want to miss this. I don't want to do this more than once. So let's push that there. What you want to do is carry a lit stick across these boxes when the water comes up and light those torches, which is much more difficult than it sounds, because you really need all the time you have. I don't think you can roll across because then the stick will touch water and it will be extinguished. So I'm going to get as much time as I possibly can for this. I'm going to try to line up the camera perfectly here. Like that. And as soon as the water begins to rise, I will light the stick and try to take it across and hope everything works out for the best. So, hop, skip, and a jump to the torches. First try for the win! And of course, after such a long and difficult trial like that, it has to be something important, a small key. How I remember to go through this dungeon, I don't know. All I remember is that those stupid electric shoes all seem to drop on the boxes, except for that one that I didn't expect. Go away from me! This is the only thing I don't like about the toggle switch, is that it's very difficult to not lock onto enemies sometimes. But more often than not, I find myself wanting to stay locked onto an enemy. So that's fine. But you see that blue light over there from the statue that we took from the room to our right. We're going to be putting 2 more statues in their place, just like that. For those of you that aren't very familiar with Zelda mythology and legends and things, the Triforce is constructed from 3 goddesses when they left the world, Din, Furore, and Niru, and just about all of the puzzles that we're dealing with in here are in 3s. So, that's why. There were 3 goddesses, they stand for 3 different things, 3 different pieces of the Triforce. And unfortunately we have to leave Coral over here because he can't sail over small jumps. And we can't make small jumps without our sail. So there's another place for us to put a statue. I forget what's in here. Ah yes, a room that we're going to have to come back to later. Hey look, I'm on fire when I'm opening a wooden treasure chest. Hello, Red Bubble. You can't have my compass, you silly Red Bubble. That compass is for me. Get your own. Get your own compass, you Red Bubblehead. Yes, Red Bubbles, they're on fire. If anybody has played a Zelda game before, you know what those eye switches are. There's a rupee up there! Damn it, I want that rupee! But we're going to have to come back to this room later to get the treasure chest behind that wall. What I also want to do... I think I will wait for the water to come back up. And you I just don't want to deal with on my way there. No, I did not want to do that. Oh, I didn't know that the stick extinguishes itself when you drop it. That's pretty helpful. Resetting the stick timer. So we'll run down here, activate these 2 torches. Hope we can get into the door before the water comes back up, because I don't want to have to wait. There we go. So we open the locked door. And we can't do anything about these stupid yellow chews because we're underwater now. We're swimming. Actually, we're swimming in very shallow water, so our health meter isn't going down. So let's get rid of these guys, because we have to. See how many more of these we can get rid of before the water comes back. What hit me? There we go, got all 4 of them. In one pass. Very nice, this is going by pretty quick. And I hope the rest of them do, honestly, because... Oh, lots of chew jelly! Chew jelly! Yummy! I'm sorry, I normally don't stop to pick up chew jelly, but when there's just so much of it, I can't help myself. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to get there in time, because it didn't... I should stop talking about, I don't think I'm going to do this, I don't think I'm going to do that, I think this is hard. If I've proven anything in this game, it's that this game is easy. If you know what you're doing. And I suppose everything is. So there's 2. And I guess that's enough. Why was I thinking there was a 3rd one? It would make sense if there was a 3rd one, though. But I suppose they don't want you to spend more time down here than you have to. Anyway, this is a spare chest that you can pick up from the torches down there. And it's just a joy pendant. But I figured as long as I was waiting for the water to go back down, and the water to come back up here, I might as well pick up that chest anyway. So the worst part of this dungeon is done, and we can move on to the rest of it. But we're going to have to come back here at some point to hit that eye switch with whatever weapon we get in this dungeon. And the only downside to this compared to the other dungeons is that there are no teleporting pots for us here. So we're going to actually have to work our way down the tower once we climb up. Unlike the other temples and dungeons where we could just teleport back to the bottom. But that won't be too much of a threat, an issue. I need to stop using the word problem so much.